Takes the snap, short drop, hits the quarterback.
Thanksgiving.
Big Blue loses in heartbreaking fashion. Rural Retreat is on the ropes, and Montcalm schedules well.
And the McRib is back.
And McRib is back. Welcome to episode 5.10. After the whistle, gentlemen, how was your week? Mine was good.
It's long.
Yeah, I'd say it was.
Yeah.
It was good.
New
All
York.
that little jab you threw right there. I mean, I understand.
New York City, boy.
Yeah. New York City. Well, at New York City.
Hey, you know what, boys, being up there, it's kind of turning red up there.
That's what I've heard.
lot of red
Trumpers
signs
up
up
there.
there.
Well, speaking
I don't know, Trumpers, whatever you want to say, but it's a little red.
Well, I always thought Hayside was red. In a red kind of way. Not
Hurley was red too.
Yeah, Hurley's very red. Always has been. Ain't got nothing to do with colors either day. But speaking of, that's what I was getting ready to say, Coach, right there. There will be a national IQ test. And it takes place next Tuesday, November the 8th. So
From 6 in the morning to 6 in the evening, 7 in the evening.
7 in the evening, national IQ test.
Go take your test.
Here.
Yeah, so make sure you go take that IQ test, see if you fail it, because we failed it the last time. All right, let's see what we can do this time around. All right, folks, well, let's get straight to it. Last week's games, mentioned in the opening there, a couple of interesting scenarios played out, and we're going to go straight to the action here and take a look at it. Virginia High 27, Marion 14. Brody Jones had a really big game for Virginia High. Marion's dropped 8 straight, but they're still
they're grinding.
They're still playing tough.
Well,
really. That score surprises me.
They said when I looked, it was 0-0 into the second quarter. Is that right, or 0-0 late in the first? Whatever it was, score I seen, it was Lebanon was in the ball game.
Marion.
I mean, Marion, God, boys, I don't know. Got Lebanon and Royal Retreat on my mind because that is the biggest game in Southwest Virginia. Playoff implications.
I disagree. I'm going to say Grundy Wise.
That's a big one.
Well, that's a big one for number 1 seed.
All right, so Virginia High continues its progression and is doing very well. I think Marion and his team look out for in the future because it does appear that they are moving in the right direction, even though they're not getting those wins. We also have a special guest with us here this evening. We've got Mr. Zane Tester with us.
Yeah.
Shout out there, Zane. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good. All right, Patrick Henry, 42, Chill Howie, 7. About what we expected. McPhail had 15 carries, 152 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. He also caught one for the Rebels. This game was over with at halftime, 42-0. The Warriors now are 0-9, staring 0-10 in the face. It's been a tough year for Chill Howie.
It happens.
They usually don't stay down long.
No. They'll be back. Holston 20, Rural Retreat 10. This kind of surprised me.
Kind of a shocker in a way.
Noah Tweed had 105 yards rushing and 104 yards passing for the Cavs. Big game you mentioned, Rural Retreat Lebanon next week. Playoff implications. Rural Retreat still hanging on by a thread. Must-win situation for them. Big ball game. Before we get into maybe picking that game or anything about this one that surprised you? The one thing that I see coming out of this is Holston is still willing to contend that Region D championship. They're not dead in the water. A little bit better ball team than what we maybe thought they were. Union 37, Abingdon nothing. I didn't see it.
That's not a shocker. Boys, Abingdon.
Well, Abingdon's still pretty good.
Yeah, I just didn't see this 37-0. Falcons only had 105 yards of offense for the night.
Boys, they're not very. I mean,
They're
not the usual
No,
Abingdon.
but that's what wasn't shocking.
They're still good up front.
Union
Really
is good.
37. Oh Lord. 37.
Don't y'all take it away from the Bears. I know what y'all trying to do.
Well, Union had 5 players reach the end zone, and they had 4 interceptions.
Was one of them Cam Bostic?
I don't know about that. He may have been. I'm not sure, but I didn't see that score. So maybe Union's getting their act together.
What do you mean you didn't see it? Right there it is.
I didn't see the score coming in my prognostications. Big one, Honaker 47, Northwood 14, Peyton Music 5 touchdown passes for the Tigers. Parker Bandy had 7 receptions in the win. And C.B. Johnson scored the only 2 touchdowns for Northwood. Honaker's a team that's on the rise.
I can tell you right now, Honaker is healthy.
That music kid is playing a lot better than he did too.
That's what I'm saying. I think that they had some few banged up and some key
They
positions.
had the Horn kid banged up on defense. He didn't play in the Grundy game.
No.
What was it? Is it?
Yeah, it was the Grundy game. Jacks.
Well, Honaker, a team.
Big Jim Horn. You might know.
Okay, so let me ask you right now, Honaker, where do you think they're at right now?
They're the wild horse. Is that what you call it, or the dark
sleeper?
Horse?
Dark horse
Or the sleeper hose?
Sleeper hole, wild card.
They're the team.
You don't want to play.
I wouldn't want to play them in the playoffs.
Don't want to play them on turf for sure.
No.
All right, well, Honaker moving in the right direction, 47-14 win against Northwood. Tazewell 48, Fort Chisholm 13. Coach Krieger picked Fort in this one. Carter Creasy 20 of 39, 321 yards passing.
Guys, I was gone. They put me on the spot. I was in the middle of New York City trying to answer these, and I wasn't paying any attention, so it really don't count this week.
Looks like y'all's picked mine, dude.
3 touchdown passes for Carter Creasy. Cassius Harris, once again, 7 receptions, 129 yards, 2 touchdowns for Tazewell. Tazewell pretty much dominated this game from start to finish. Gate City 21, Wise 14. This was a good one. Luke Bledsoe passed for 169 yards for Gate City. Ethan Fleming had 157 yards rushing. Really good balance there for the Blue Devils. This is the 5th time that Wise has lost this year by 7 or less.
You know, they're right there on that bubble, man. I think, you know, Mountain 7, like I said, I think it's a different animal. And Wise has lost to the top teams, all the top teams in that by a touchdown, and being in position to win it, man. It's just not bounced their way.
Well, it's you know, and at this time and juncture of the season, you know, everything's going to be tough, especially, you know, when you're in conference or district play and you're looking forward to the playoffs. And losing games like this has got to suck, you know. They've dropped, like I said, 5 of these. Tough loss for them. Gate City improves. I think that's their 7th win now in the season. David Crockett, this is a big one. David Crockett 22, Rich Lands 21. David Crockett hits a 21-yard field goal as time expires to get the win.
You all picked Big R.
Against Big R. Interesting is Crockett trailed by 15 in the 4th quarter and managed to come back.
Is they the king of the Wild Frontier?
Yes, it'd be David Crockett, king. Yes. Or
see, we learn it. Do they teach that in school now?
Probably not. No, probably not.
Is that woke?
He's probably an impressive colonial patriarch or something. Dylan Brown, 235 yards, 2 touchdowns for the Blues, who fall to 2-7. Tough loss for them because, you know, Rich Lands was definitely game in this one. Big game here, points-wise. HURLEY hosted an 8-0 West Virginia, Montcalm, West Virginia team. It brought a lot of points with it.
8-0, baby.
Alex Duty had 132 yards.
Who would have thought a game between HURLEY and Montcalm would have such implications?
Well, you know,
Montcalm, they did what they're supposed to do. They won every single game.
Yeah, well, they schedule well, evidently. Isn't that right?
They do. Yeah.
48-8, all Rebels in this one. Generals fall to 8-1, but, you know, all jokes aside, you know, HURLEY had 354 yards of offense. Montcalm's been putting up big numbers. They only had 110 yards offense, but they brought a ton of points. This is going to help HURLEY.
They did, and, you know, we played Montcalm several years, and this is probably the best Montcalm team we've seen, and that's credit to them. You know, those 8 games they won those 8 games, you know, and
That might
you
get
know.
us vote.
So, but you know, like I said, they played us well. Definitely the first half. I think it was 14-8 halftime, and then I think we kind of wore them down in the second half. But they wasn't big numbers wise and stuff, man. But they played hard. They played really hard.
Well, like I said, a lot. We look at that score and say, well, Hurley, they wasn't much game for it, but I mean, Hurley really benefits big with this with those points. So that was a huge win for you, no matter how you look at it. Big game here, guys. Rye Cove 20, J.I. Burton 6. I told my opinion going into this was if Rye Cove could pull this one off, they're maturing a little bit quicker than maybe everybody thought they were going to. This was a game that they haven't won but one other time in the past. So they beat Burton. Landon Lane had 99 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns for Cove. They went unbalanced most of the night and kept Burton kind of off balance, kept the ball away from them. And setting up a big showdown for next week. And, they're just spitting distance from each other. That's Rye Cove and Twin Springs.
That's a big game.
And, Rye Cove, sitting there with just that one loss right now. Next, George Wythe. This was a big one. George Wythe takes the MED with this one. The first MED crown for them. 27, Grayson County 22. Grayson County is no longer undefeated. And George Wythe pretty much had.
Randy woke up the beast, didn't he?
Yeah, well, and like I said, forgive me if I get the name wrong, but Ben Jolly, or I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. He's back at quarterback, and George Wythe was up 27-10 in the third, and pretty much
In control.
Yeah, in control of the ball game. Come down. Grayson County gets a 99-yard pass. Goes, I think it's 27-16, but they're not able to chip away and make it happen. But at 27-22, they hang on for the win, and that's another team that I think is probably they're healthy at about the right time. I still think this may be the team to beat right here.
Yeah, and you got Grayson sitting there too, and you got Galen sitting there. Those three could possibly go either way in the playoffs.
Right.
So you never know how that's going to turn out.
So big win for George Wythe. Congratulations on winning the MED. Rye Cove. Not Rye Cove, Roanoke Catholic. I'll get it right. So Roanoke Catholic 58, Castlewood 34. Demarion Purdue had 5 touchdowns for the Celtics.
Y'all picked Castlewood.
335 yards passing for the Devils in the loss, so they were able to sling the ball a little bit. Blue Devils fall to 1-8 with the loss. Lee 61, Battle 30. Braden Hammonds had 3 touchdowns for the Generals, and Lee's
guy that I've been talking about all year.
Pendergraph and company. Lee's now 6-3. They have secured a playoff spot, so congratulations to Coach Carroll. They're getting that much moving in the right direction. Battle falls to 1-8.
Any kin to Pete Carroll?
I've seen some film on Lee, man. They run the ball well too.
Yeah, they got a very balanced offense.
They
They pass the ball on you and run it well.
Kin to Pete Carroll?
I hope. If he is, I hope he doesn't pass it on the one with Lynch in the backfield. So that's the scores that we have for this past week. Break down everything. If we forgot anything, it's
My fault.
Krieger's fault. He was in New York. All right. Well, that takes care of our weekly recap, which is brought to you by Buchanan Therapy Services in the Grundy Plaza. Stop by and check them out. Up next is our Peak Performer of the Week, brought to you by True Point Bank. This week's Peak Performer of the Week is Mr. Peyton Music. Had 5 touchdown passes for the HONAKER Tigers. Mr. Peyton Music. Congratulations, our True Point Bank Peak Performer of the Week. All right. Up next, we have our BELLACINO'S Player of the Week. And this week, our BELLACINO'S Player of the Week, Players of the Week, is Mr. Eddie Hurley and Mr. Caden Mullins from Hurley High School. We're going to take a look at them right now.
All right, guys, we're here with our BELLACINO'S Players of the Week, Mr. Eddie Hurley and Mr. Caden Mullins from Hurley High School. They had a big night and a big win over Montcalm, West Virginia, which was undefeated Friday night at the Clift. And both these guys had big games for us, offensively, defensively. I think Eddie led us in tackles with 7 tackles and 43 yards rushing. Caden Mullins had a 20-yard TD reception, had 2 tackles also, which has been a big leader for us all year. Guys, talk a little bit about the win Friday night and what a big win it was, and it boosted us into the postseason.
Offensive line blocked well, defense played well, and I think it'll give us the momentum to go to the playoffs.
Good deal. It was a great team win, like you said, and just what we got to do going forward, guys. I know this was a big boost for us, put us in the playoffs. We don't know who we play right now, but just talk about what we got to do going in.
I think we've got to play team ball, really bring energy, and just have 2 good weeks of practice, and just play as a team. We'll probably win.
Good deal, man. Hey, I appreciate both of you guys, and congratulations to both of you guys.
Thanks, sir.
It wasn't bad, was it?
All right, congratulations to Eddie Hurley and Caden Mullins from Hurley High School, our BELLACINO'S Player of the Week. All right, now it's time for our Who Said It. First of all, we'd like to congratulate Miss Sharon Hurley. She was the winner of our Who Said It last week. She got the Nature Boy Ric Flair correct. She's been entered in to win our free pizza drawing here at BELLACINO'S, along with Rochelle Palmer, Haley Moore, Michael Edwards, and Alex Tabor 4 times. All right, so if you know the answer to this Who Said It, make sure you leave the answer in the comment section on our Facebook page. Right below episode 5.10, be the first one to do so, and you'll be entered to win the contest. All right, Coach Krieger, today has our Who Said It, and here we go.
And this is going to be a tough one, I think, on some people. 2 people said this. I'll read the first one, and then read what the person said back to that person.
Okay.
All right, the first one is, I want something great. I want something that's never been done before. Why? We ain't great. We're just a bunch of boys from Jersey.
There you have it, folks. That's a pretty good one.
If they get that one,
you get that one right, you are a movie buff.
It's a good one. It's my favorite movie.
Movie buff, no doubt about it. All right, so there you have it. There's our Who Said It for this week. You know the answer to that. Put it in the comment section right below episode 5.10 on our Facebook page. All right, up next we have our Stump the Crig segment brought to you by Grundy Auto Sales in Grundy, Virginia. You can get your tires rotated, you can get your wheels lined, you can get your oil changed, and you can find a nice used pre-owned quality vehicle there. So check them out at Grundy Auto Sales and tell them that After the Whistle sent you. All right, Coach, the way this works is I have an envelope, and this envelope has been hermetically sealed and placed in a bank vault for the last week, actually a little bit longer than that since you've been gone to New York. And I have not seen the results of the contents, neither have you. And it was delivered here to BELLACINO'S prior to my arrival in an armored truck and delivered here. No one has seen the contents of this. Now, last week I will say that we let Zane Tester try his hand at it, and he was successful. So, according to him, this isn't.
Did he get it?
He got it correct. According to him, this isn't as hard as it looks. So,
He's here.
I'm just saying, there he is, the man himself. All right. Well, you have not seen the contents of
No,
this.
I have
not seen the contents of it. All right. So I'm going to let you tell us the answer to the first envelope.
I already got the first answer. And I seen him yesterday and this morning. The answer is Claude.
Claude. You have an uncle named Claude.
Yeah.
Claude Krieger.
The answer,
I know that one.
the answer is Claude.
Claude. All right. Final answer.
Final answer.
All right. Let's read the question. The question is, what do you call a man with cat scratches on his head? Claude. I think Claude may spell his name a little bit different. A man with cat scratches on his head is called
Claude.
All right, he got the first one correct. I now have the second envelope. All right.
I'm going with another name on this. I've already got it.
Whoa, you're getting good here. All right, what you got?
Tony.
Tony. Like
Tony.
Tony Soprano.
Tony.
Okay, Tony. All right. All right, so let's take a look and see what's in the envelope. Question is, what do you call a man with no shins?
Tony.
Tony.
Tony. I learned a lot in New York,
That
but
man with no shins is
Tony.
You get it?
I didn't remember, yeah, Tony.
Man.
All right, well, folks, once again, we have failed Tony and Claude. All right, we have failed once again to stump the Crig. Maybe next week. Who knows? Maybe next week. All right. Let's move right along here and see what we got. Up next, we've got our top 5 brought to you by the Wooden Horse Grill in Hurley, Virginia. Food so good, make your tongue want to slap your brains out. Stop by and check them out at the Wooden Horse Grill. Variety of entrees, nice fresh desserts, and pretty daggone good food, boys, overall now.
Yep.
Have you eat there lately?
Where's
Had
that?
2 Rebel Dogs there the other day.
Oh yeah,
Rebel
down
Dog.
there where you boys and also
Good.
they got some meat in there that you can't beat.
Where do they get that
The
in?
IGA. They bought it off the IGA. It's the meat market.
Meat market's meat.
You
The
cannot-
meat market's on across the street.
Oh.
The meat market bought the IGA out.
But it's the same people that run it.
Well, that's pretty interesting. All right, so that's where. So if you want the meat from the meat market, go to the Wooden Horse. All right.
That's right.
Or you can get it directly from the meat market.
Whatever. No matter
Anyway, no matter where you go, you can't beat it.
There you go. No matter where you go. All right, folks. Here we go. Then our Wooden Horse Grill top 5. I'll crank it off there and get it started. 1A. I'm not ashamed of my top 5 this week. I feel like I'm getting better at this. Number 5 coming in, I've got the Hurley Rebels with a big win against Montcalm. All them points they've got is going to elevate them. Number 4, a team I'm starting to believe in a little bit. That's Coach Akers' team, the Holston Cavaliers at 4. Number 3, I think they really showed themselves. This football team has got a lot of promise next 2 or 3 years. Rye Cove War Eagles, boys, at number 3. And I've still got PH and McLovin there at number 2. And number 1, I've got the Grundy Golden Wave. What about you fellas?
My number 1, I'm just going to start out with the top. Everybody knows who it is. It's the Grundy Golden Wave. They hold their own fate. They're number 1 right now. All they got to do is keep winning. And they're going to have home field advantage. And
Favoritism.
all right, boys, it is what it is. I mean, you tell me they beat the best in Region C. I mean, and beat them like a drum. So I'm just going by. I mean, I was there. They beat them like a.
Like what?
Like they whipped something, like I got whipped growing up, and y'all know how bad that was.
Oh, you got beat.
Yes.
All right.
My mom was a twirlette major,
Which,
and she'd go get that baton and twirl it, and then twirl it
I
again.
can see her doing it. I see her having to do that.
Number 2, boys, this might surprise some people, but they're playing the best football of anybody right now, and that's the HONAKER Tigers. Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm not going to.
You're right.
I think you're
Right. And number 3, I got the PH Rebels. They're still there. Still, you can't count them out. I mean, McPhail and I know HONAKER jumped
Good
on them
speed.
there. They got them top 3 right there, boys. Either one of them 3 can win the region at any time. And at 4, I got the Rye Cove War Eagles. I'm playing good ball right now. Keep winning. Everybody says, oh, they won't win this week. They keep saying that, and they keep proving people wrong. And number 5, I got the Hurley Rebels. And boys, you don't want to play them first round either. They keep the ball from you.
Especially if you're playing at the Clift.
That's right.
Well, they won't be playing.
At the Cliff.
I'm just saying, if you are, that's going to hurt. I don't know. They picked up a ton of points there.
We still just.
All right, who you got, Coach? 1A.
1A, I'm going to start out with number 5. I got the Rye Cove War Eagles coming in at number 5. I think they're the most improved team in the area this year, and really well coached. So Big game for them this week, though. Twin Springs, it's going to determine a lot of seedings.
That's a big game.
So, number 4, I got the Houston Cavaliers, who seems to be on the rise come playoff time. I think Coach Eggers is getting them playoff ready. So, number 3, I'm going with the PH Rebels at number 3. Number 2, I agree with the Crig. I'm going with the HONAKER Tigers. And number 1 is the Grundy Golden Wave.
All right, well, Phil, I'll make a comment here. I don't have HONAKER in my top 5, and I agree that they're definitely improving or playing better, but I don't see it. I don't see what you guys are saying as far as them in their.
I mean, throwing and running 8 touchdowns a game, beating PH, scoring 50 on them.
They got to do it more than 2 weeks.
I think they're the best.
Why?
team
This is the time they're supposed to do it.
I agree, but
Who cares what they did in the first 4 games?
I still think that team may come back.
I think anybody in Region
I'd like to have a
D,
piece of pizza with got them peppers on them.
anybody in Region 1D can be beat. Like, I think it's anybody's picking. It's not like 2D. I don't think anybody's beating Grand.
All right, where does George Wythe fit in this right here? If you were to put them,
They ain't. They're in Region C. They don't fit nowhere in Region D.
If they were in the Hoga Higgy like they used to be, is what I'm getting ready to say. If George Wythe was in there, where would you throw them in this top 5 pick? Would you slide them in at 2, 3, 4, 5, 1?
They'll be number 2.
I would put them at 2 as well. Yeah.
Heaven forbid somebody be playing good in the. I'd hate Philadelphia Phillies, boys. Wasn't worth a dime the first 60 ball games. But heaven forbid play good at the end and try to win one, but still ain't enough.
Well, quality win against PH.
And Hurley. It was Hurley, PH. I mean, they're rolling.
Listen there, I don't give no love.
Well, they played good.
I'm talking about more over here.
Yeah.
But I'm like I said,
They ain't beat nobody. They just beat Hurley and
Yeah, see?
PH. All right, let's
got it.
Let's go on to 2A here then. 2A, we'll start with my top 5 and make sure I got this lined up correctly here. 2A, number 5 for me, I got Virginia High Bearcats edging out Tazewell Bulldogs. Number 4, I've got the Union Bears. Seems like they're making a little bit of a
Oh, no. It don't matter what they're doing now.
Number 3, I've got the Gate City Blue Devils. Really continuing to build on what they've established all year. Ridgeview Wolfpack at 2, and the Graham G-Men still sitting the top at 1.
Bears ain't. That's what they'll be wearing.
What you got there, Coach?
2A, which one's me here? Where am I at? No, I'm over here. Number 5, I got Coach Patterson and the Virginia High Bearcats coming in at number 5. I think they're playing really well. Number 4, I got the Gate City Blue Devils. They could probably be anywhere from 1 to 4, or from 2 to 4.
There you go. I was choked.
Number 3, I got the Wolfpack sliding down a notch. Something's still missing there. I don't know what it is.
Just because they got beat by Bluefield, boys. God almighty.
Number 2, I got the Union Bears. They're climbing up. And number 1, without a doubt, is the Patron. He's probably sitting there sipping that Patron.
Yeah.
Watching this
He
show.
does it every week. He said, well, let me hear my name again. I'll go ahead and mention it. My number 1 is Graham. I guess that's all I need, ain't it?
I'll save all the drama.
Yeah, I just ain't going to say the drama for the rest of them. At number 2, I've got the Great City Blue Devils. Number 3, I got Ridgeview Wolfpack. Number 4, playing good ball right now, boys. Don't count them out. Union Backpack Bears. And number 5, I got the Tazewell Bull Puppies.
All right, question. All right, so you move Union up. You and I have got Union pretty much in the same place. You're thinking the same thing I'm thinking in regards to Ridgeview. I think there's just something not clicking there. I think that team is really, really good. They just still haven't found their groove yet. It's like,
I think they need to run the wing too.
well, you would.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, that quarterback, yeah. I mean, And maybe they'll figure it out. I think they're a very, very good football team.
I think they'll figure it out and get rolling.
But we haven't seen what they're capable of, is what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say. I still don't think they've achieved what they're capable of. All right, folks, with that, it's it for our top 5 in 1A and in 2A. And we're going to move forward now to our pigskin prognostications. And pigskin prognostications brought to you by Buchanan General Hospital, located on Slate Creek in Grundy, Virginia. And last week was a miserable week for myself. I was 10-5.
I dominated in New York, boy.
Coach Tester, you were 11-4, and Krieger, you were 12-3.
Imagine that, boy.
So overall, right now, Krieger's sitting atop at 112-31. I am next at 109-34.
What was that? Y'all be
And Tester's
y'all be changing
102-41.
something or something.
Not changing nothing.
Yeah.
Right here's the
Y'all
next
be
week.
forgetting picks and everything.
All right. Well, let's take a look at this week's games, and we got some good ones on here this week.
I'm going to pick Graham this week.
Graham is at Marion if they're on the road.
Yeah.
That's it. Worth at least no points. I'm going with Graham in this one across. I'm sure. You go ahead and write it down here.
Yeah. God.
What do you say, Eric?
I'm
G-Man.
going with a G, man.
All right. So Graham across the board. I think Marion's going to be well coached, well prepared, but outmanned. Richlands at Virginia High. I think this is going to be a good one. It's tough, isn't it?
That's a tough one.
Where's it at?
At Virginia High.
I'm going with the big R. Got to get. I better not say yeah.
I'm going to pick Big R as well. I think that loss this past week showed that their game, they just kind of struggled a little bit. I'm going with them.
I think I might go with a big R on this one. I might be one I need to flip from y'all.
It's the only way you're going to catch up.
Yeah. I'm good.
All right. This is another game I think it's going to be pretty interesting. Lehigh at
Lehigh.
Abilene.
Lehigh.
Abilene.
Lehigh.
I'm tempted to go with Coach Tester on this
I
one.
go with him, boy. That's why y'all losing. That's why y'all losing.
But I do think Coach Carroll's team's moving in the right direction, and I think Pendergraft will be the difference in this one, so I'm going to go with Lee. All right, big one here. Ridgeview at Gate City, boys. This is going to be a pretty good ball game, and it's going to be at Gate City.
I'm going with Gate City. I got them at number 2 for a reason. If Ridgeview could beat them, I'll put Ridgeview at number 2.
All right.
I was going to go with Gate City to Krieger.
Yeah, keep losing, boys.
That's a big pick, man.
That
We're
is.
talking about an undefeated Ridgeview team.
They got beat last week.
Lost one. Excuse me. They lost
Gosh.
one. Gosh. That's all
Well,
right.
Ridgeview goes into what's that stadium?
Legion Field.
Legion Field.
Okay.
And wins big. Wins big.
Yeah.
All
Puts
right.
it together.
Yeah.
Final week.
Yeah. Well, I'll put them at number 2 if they do.
All right. Well, you've got Gate City. You've got Ridgeview. I'm going to take Ridgeview in this one. I think O'Quinn and company hangs on to it.
Come on, House Right. Don't let me down, bud.
All right. Union at John Battle.
John Bell. No.
I've got Union. I guess across the board, it looks like we got Union, right?
Yeah, boy.
All right. Grundy at Wise, boys. This is a big one. It's going to be tough.
Boys, we got them at number 1 for a reason.
Well, we might do. They ain't playing a 118.
They ain't number 1 in the Mountain 7 though. So.
I guarantee you, I tell you what, hang on a second, before you even pick this. If you play a 2-eye and a 9 technique on this, if Grundy does that, you don't have to worry about this. Because they're going to run the ball down Grundy's throat.
Wise can throw it a little bit too.
Well, and Grundy is a suspect on defending the pass. If Grundy keeps lining up, I don't know what the heck the game plan was. Maybe they seen something I don't know anything about. But you keep lining up in that, people going to expose you.
Don't matter, boys. They're going to outscore you.
Hmm?
They're going to outscore you.
I
Nobody
think the
can
key
stop
for-
them either.
The key for Wise in this, and like I said, that Mountain 7 is a different animal. And, you know, Wise is right there at the top still. You know, they've lost all these close games by 7. I think if they get 3 or 4 stops on Grundy, they win. Because they're going to be able to move the ball. I think they're going to move the ball on Grundy. Question is, can they get enough stops?
Enough stops.
Enough stops to beat Grundy. And, you know, Mountain 7 is a different animal. And that's why I'm still going with the Grundy Golden Lake.
Who you got, Coach? Coach Krieger.
What'd you do? You topped them Wise there?
Well, I thought you were supposed to say wide.
Who'd you go with?
I went with the Golden Lake.
I'm trying to pick up a game.
This is a hard pick, boys. It is. Like I said, if Wise can come up with 3 or 4 stops, they win. Because Wise will move the football.
Can they throw the football?
Yes, better than Grundy can throw the football.
Oh, Grundy don't throw it.
Yeah, I know it. So
We don't have to.
I got Grundy at number 1, but Coach Tester said that is in single A. And it's on turf. I'm going with the Wise Central Warriors, boys.
All right. Definitely going to be an interesting game to watch right there.
Grundy has to win this game. To
Wise
stay
has
number
to win
1.
to go play Graham.
To play Graham, that's right. But you still won't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one for both. I mean, boys, Grundy has it all riding on Friday's game. They can host throughout the playoffs. All they got to do is win.
That's a lot of incentive right there.
That's right.
A lot of incentive. All right, big game. Fort Chiswell, the Grundy Wise game. Fort Chiswell at Honaker. I guess since Honaker is so awesome and so good that I'll probably pick them, I guess.
I'm picking the hottest team in football right now.
He's picking them over to G-Man.
Who you got, Coach?
Honaker.
What about Coach Tester?
I got the Tigers.
All right.
Oh, Lord, isn't it?
East side, this going to be a good one here, boys. I don't
Lord.
know. East side at Castlewood. I mean,
Have they both packed it in yet?
I think, yeah.
I'm looking at a 2-0 score here. I'll go ahead and give you my analysis on this. Castlewood had 300-something yards passing last week. I have a strong feeling that I know they've been passing. I have a strong feeling they was looking forward to this week. I think if they hung 34 on Roanoke Catholic, and I know Roanoke Catholic is a very, very powerful team, but if Castlewood was able to do that, I think they can put up enough points to beat Eastside. And so I'm going to go with the Mustard Biscuit Brigade and pick the Castlewood Blue Devils in this one, boys. Coach Wade probably have them running the wheel over there. Probably been talking to Bubba.
I'm going with the Castlewood Blue Devils, too. I'm going with Bubba Ball on this one.
I got to go with Bubba on this one. I'm going to go high.
Chance to catch one on us.
Yeah. Or
Let
go
me flip
down.
that. Let me flip that.
Or
Let me
go
flip
down.
that.
Or
Hold
go
on.
down any deeper.
Eastside gets their first win.
All right, boys, we got this.
They're not going over.
This is all. I mean, be worth the price of admission. All right, big rivalry game here. Twin Springs traveling to Cove. Boys, right down the road. Rye Cove hosting the Titans. I'm going to pick Rye Cove in this one. I do think the fact that it's a rivalry game is going to make it really intense. Twin Springs is going to try to grind out the clock on them. But in the
Both
end,
teams will do that.
in the
It's going to
end-
be a quick ball game. I'm going with the War Eagles at home. Playing for a number 1 spot, maybe.
It's quite possible. That's
If
right.
they win, they can finish number 1 and host.
Unless Grundy wins, right?
Unless Grundy
Well, they
wins.
might could pass Grundy.
I don't know if somebody else can pass them or what, but I know that Grundy's 1, Rye Cove's 2. If Grundy loses and Rye Cove wins, by looking, they should just move up. And Grundy can move down to 3.
A lot of
I'll
things
take the
happen.
War Eagles also. That's going to be a good one.
Yep. All right, Northwood at PH. I think PH running away in this one.
Big.
PH across the board.
Yeah. Holston.
Chill High at Holston. King Chill High.
No.
Salvage a 0-9
No.
season with a big win against Holston.
No.
I'm going to say no. But you guys. Are you your chance, Coach? Pick one up on it.
No, the Chains is the next one.
All right, boys. Holston across the board. And now we've got probably the biggest game in Southwest Virginia, if not one of the top 2. Rural Retreat at Lebanon. Playoff spot on the line. Coach Hughes and Coach Taylor squads. I think Rural Retreat's going to win this one. I think the youth aspect.
Put the pressure on the youth.
Yeah, we'll get Lebanon.
I don't know, boys. The Reese kid's pretty good, but I mean,
Rural Retreats do one though. I mean, man, they've lost some tough ones. We're looking at a team here that are sitting with 4 wins. 4 wins could probably be sitting here with 7 right now.
Ever who gets them, that number 1 seed's going to have a.
Daggone straight. They're
If
going to
they
have
win,
that's right. Whoever wins this game, I think, is going to finish 8th,
and
that's a tough 8.
daggone right it is.
I hope it don't knock us back to 8.
Well, you but who?
I don't know. You don't.
I
This
ain't-
scenario could be 3 different teams. I'm going with Rural Retreat on this too. I think they're going to pull it off.
What about you, Coach?
I'm going with my buddy Jamie.
All
I
right.
think they'll be ready. We've said it from day one that they would make the playoffs, and nobody'd want to play them, and this is their chance to prove it right here.
I think this is like the first or second time.
And it will be tough for them,
Oh yeah.
traveling to Lebanon.
This is only the first or second time that I haven't had them in my top 5, and here they are, kind of almost on the outside looking in. So, big games. If you like high school football, this is a week to go catch a game. And if you're gonna sit at the house, hook up your NFHS and just start watching these games because there's gonna be some good ones. All right, let's see. Well, fellas, that's all the picks we have for this week. Got anything? Next week we'll start looking at playoff scenarios and see what's going to happen there, and start making some other.
Where you going, Zane?
He said he wanted to go watch Hurley in Twin Valley this week.
We ain't playing.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, my bad.
that is
Here
right.
we go.
I'll be there.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
we're off this week.
You're welcome.
All right. You fellas got anything else? I don't have anything.
I'm good.
Anything?
I'm stuck.
Riddle
I'm getting ready to get him. I just,
No.
I'm getting ready to
Ain't got
get
that.
him.
Ain't got that.
I get him.
Heck, you know, I ain't cutting it. That's good stuff.
You all, I just want to answer the question that they don't play, but they also get to divide by 9 and get that, stay out of the 8th spot.
True.
You will.
Because we'd have beat
You're telling
them.
me.
Yeah, we'd have beat them.
Oh, yeah, that's good there.
See, they couldn't guarantee, I mean, this was a guarantee for them.
Yeah. That's a good comeback. All right, folks, until next time, I'm Coach Moore.
Coach Tester.
Coach Krieger.
Reminding you that getting to work on time just makes your day go longer. Sleep in, go in late. Good day.